This is the Horse Radio Network.
Greetings, everyone. Coach Jen here, and thanks for tuning in to Horse Tip Daily, episode 1449. Today's tip is an excerpt from the monthly CHA episode on Horses in the Morning. Julie Goodnight joins show co-hosts Christy Landwehr and Glenn to talk about coming back from a break for horses and riders. And we'll get right to our tip after we hear from our sponsor, Wintec Saddles. Looking for a saddle that's affordable, durable, and comfortable for you and your horse? It sounds like you're looking for a Wintec. Wintec saddles combine world-leading innovations and high-tech materials in a lightweight, weatherproof, and easy-to-care-for saddle. The comprehensive Wintec range offers not only cutting-edge designs, but also reaches new standards in fit, comfort, and performance benefits for both you and your horse. It's easy to see why Wintec is the world's #1 synthetic saddle brand. With styles for any discipline and conformation, there's a Wintec saddle for you. Visit wintec-saddles.com today to view Wintec's full range of saddles and reach a new level of comfort for you and your horse.
How are you guiding people to get back into shape when they ride their horses? Are you doing like yoga and Pilates? What are you doing on these online chats?
So, it's really been interesting because, of course, we all know that our thought processes and our opinions about what's happening have evolved greatly from week to week. And so have my daily postings, because in the beginning, I was like doing the sweatpants, sweatshirt, crazy hair. We're all casual at home. And then I looked at some of those posts the next week and I thought, what was I crazy posting that? That's on the internet forever now. so now I'm really careful about setting up my set and about dressing just so and trying to control my crazy head of hair. And, but so early on, we were really all on stuck at home orders. And so I started calling them living room lessons. And the Glenn were joking me about that because I was just sitting in my living room. And so I was trying to give people lessons that they could do at home, not just with their horses, but actually at home in their living room. So some of them are just instructional talks about horse behavior. But people started asking about what I do for fitness and about the exercises I do that help riding. So I've been doing these Pilates workout. I think I did 3 of them so far. And, they're really goofy because it's just me on the floor of my living room doing crazy stretches. But it's been fun. It's goofy because I'm not a professional fitness coach. And I'm sure at moments I looked pretty foolish, but we had fun and people have really been enjoying it. Me, Christy, I make people sit on their hands and feel their seat bones and all that stuff. And you would be amazed how many people commented back, holy cow, I know where my seat bones are. I never knew where my seat bones were. Awesome. That's incredulous to me, but I've had that comment probably a dozen times since I made that post. So I know it's really helping people out. So those are the kinds of things we've been doing. And it's been very viewer driven. So the viewer asks questions and I answer, and the viewer has suggested topics, which I've tried to address. So it's been a lot of fun.
I love that it's fluid and ever evolving. That's what I like about it too. You're allowing kind of the viewers to dictate it to you. You're not dictating it to them. I think that's awesome.
Yes. Yeah. And that works really well. And and then the Q&As, people write their questions and I answer them. So they're all unscripted. They're all very candid. The sort of anonymous format on the internet, allows me to answer questions with a lot of candor. And I think that's really enlightening to people, even if they're not the ones that ask the question. They go, oops, I think I may be guilty of that myself. So we've been talking a lot about, owning your own mistakes with horses and how easy it is to make mistakes and how you own those mistakes and why your horse might react negatively. when you make a mistake. And so anyway, I think it's been really helpful for people to be able to talk in real time about real problems. And as you said, it's what they're asking for. I'm not forcing information on people.
So you mentioned about the people that are now all of a sudden, hopefully, as things start opening up more and more, be able to get back to their horses and do stuff. And some of these horses might not be getting regular turnout and exercise, so they might be a little airs above the ground. So what groundwork and mounted work exercise do you like and do you want to share with them that would help them with this transition?
Well, sure. First of all, I think it's important to remind people that your horse does not become untrained just because he didn't get ridden for 2 months. If you had a good, solid relationship with your horse 2 months ago, that exact same relationship still exists today, but there will be moments or hours or maybe a few days of let's get reacquainted, let's remind ourselves of how we do this, let's remember what the old normal was. But I think a lot of people think if the horse hasn't been ridden or handled for 2 months that you automatically have a wild bronco on your hands, and that's just not the case. A well-trained horse could go years without being ridden or handled much and remember everything. So that's one thing. The other thing is, for sure, consider the situation. What is the age of the horse? What was his prior training and performance level? If he was green and had no ground manners before 2 months layoff, he's still that way. But if he was a well-trained horse, what you do to get reacquainted is going to be very minimal. So has that horse been cooped up and not turned out? Well, that's sort of a big issue to resolve. So if I know that horse has a lot of pent-up energy, obviously I'm going to choose activities that will help dissipate that energy. But I don't like to work the energy off of a horse. I would rather turn him out and let him play to get that energy out if I could. And rather than make it a working, situation in a round pen or something like that. But if the horse was very green, had a lot of pent-up energy, maybe he's a very hot-blooded horse that's not that well-trained, I would probably start with some round pen work because it would take a little oxygen out of the horse and get him more focused on me. Certainly, I would go through a series of lead line exercises on the horse, reminding him that I call all the shots, that there's a certain way I expect him to behave on the ground. I expect him to stand still when I ask him to stand still, to move with me when I move, to rate his speed off of me, to not crowd me with his head, not crowd me with his shoulder. All of those things might just be a little reminder for that horse. If he's been turned out for 2 months with a herd, there will be a period of reconnection that has to occur. You have to separate him from that herd, get him out, do some work with him so that he's listening to you and focused on you. And you may or may not need to take a little energy out of the horse before you move on with your riding work. But look, if it were me, my horses who are well trained, well behaved, I have a solid existing relationship with them, and I was unable to ride for 2 months, I'd just get them out, tie them up, groom them, saddle them, and I probably wouldn't even do any groundwork with them. I'd probably just ride. I might long trot them, get some air out of them that way if they feel energetic. But these are well-trained horses that I have a reliable history with. So it's kind of all over the map of what the situation is with your horse as to what specific exercises you're going to do. But mostly it's going to be about getting that horse's focus off of the herd and back onto you, and to remind him, this is the way we do things, and these are my expectations of you. Does that make sense?
It does, and especially the part about get him off the herd, because he's probably been with the herd, right, for the last couple of months or whatever the case may be, and you have always been part of his herd, but you haven't been there. So it makes sense.
So there's where your groundwork, your round pen work is going to come in handy. It reestablishes the relationship between you and that horse as he's getting his mind off of the herd. But a lot of horses will be so grateful to have your attention and to get a good grooming. Most horses really like the attention they get from people, and they don't love being ridden, but they like all the other stuff that comes with it, like your attention and the, socialization and all that. So I think in many instances, people will be pleasantly surprised that their horses are just happy to see them and ready to get back to business.
Well, for everyone listening, like we mentioned with Bob, Julie is also going to be at our international conference this fall in October, which is going to be held October 30th through November 1st at Texas A&M University. And everyone listening is invited to attend and come and enjoy. Julie does a lot of talks for us where people are up on horses, so you can actually ride with her as part of your conference fee. So that's super fun. And we'll know for sure if we're going to have it that first week in September. We have an early bird registration, and so we'll kind of see our numbers then, but as of right now, we're planning on it. So we're excited to be able to have you come to that, Julie. It'll be fun to have you there and see you.
Well, I'm super excited to go back to Texas A&M. It's a fabulous facility, and the horses are awesome there. And it's such a unique event where people, like-minded people come together because they love horses. They love teaching horsemanship. And it's the only conference I know of where you actually get to ride school horses and take lessons instead of just sit in the audience. And so it's a very unique conference. It has such a sense of community as well, I have to say. Above and beyond everything else, CHA brings with it a very strong sense of community across the country, across Canada, Mexico, all over the world. So that's a really cool thing as well. I look forward to being there.
Well, and we love our extended family, and we love, Julie, that you're part of our family. We love that a lot. So how can folks find out more about you? Of course, they can go to our CHA site and find you, but how can they find you and find some of these daily tips that you've been talking about on today's show?
So all 60-something, however many we have, of the daily doses of horsemanship homework are in one spot on my website. Just go to juliegoodnight.com and then type in /daily doses, and you'll find them all there. Some of them originated on YouTube. My YouTube channel is just Julie Goodnight. And some of them originated as Facebook Live posts, but they're all cross-posted on YouTube and Facebook and on my website as well. So just go to juliegoodnight.com, and you can find out more about all of our programs and our online shop as well there. So it's all in one place, one nonstop shopping. And a lot of people are starting to ask now when we're going to get back to going on the road, doing clinics and all that. I actually have my first clinic the first weekend of June. And so I'm excited about that. And then I don't have anything scheduled again till the fall, but I'm looking forward to getting back to traveling whenever it's safe to do so. And so you can find out where I'll be, what my event schedule is at juliegoodnight.com as well.
Well, thank you, Julie, so much for being on today. It's always a pleasure. And next time you're driving by my house to go to the airport, you need to stop by and say hi.
I will do it. All right. It's good.
Thanks,
great
Julie.
to talk to both of you. Take care.
Bye.
And that's a wrap. You can find all of the Horse Radio Network podcasts wherever you go by having the free Horse Radio Network app for your iPhone or your Android. Just go to your app store and search Horse Radio Network. It's free, easy to use, easy to download. This is Coach Jen, and I will be back again soon with another tip. Until then, go ride your horse. The Horse Radio Network and the Horse Radio Network hosts are not responsible for statements made by guests on the Horse Tip Daily. Please use your own judgment when listening to the tips on this show.